Here's a reminder that I still spit. Think I need to advise you to watch your lip, or at least realize that I'm not no kid. Don't Google my name trying to find my crib. Write a pop song.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. We can be dealing this week again with the topic of depression and how to get over it and stuff like that. Or I'm going to be discussing my ways on how I got over it. One of the major ways I think you could get over your depression is to find an outlet to get your feelings out. Find something, or some manner that you can get your feelings out of your body and not bottle stuff up, because when you bottle stuff up, that only makes a lot of things worse. This is going to be like a two-part video. Music was one of the ways for me to get my feelings out, and listening to artists and stuff. And the two artists that I really listened to were NF and Juice WRLD. So this week we're going to be dealing with NF, next week we're going to be dealing with Juice WRLD. All right, so this week I'm just gonna go through like some of these songs that really touched me the most, that I really like felt when I was in that state of depression, that state of not liking myself. And we're gonna dive in. Let me put on my eyes real quick, and we'll just dive into certain songs and certain things that he said that made me feel a certain way, and then I was able to express myself. Because not everybody out there has friends, they have family and stuff that they can talk to. Not everybody feels comfortable talking to friends and family. So as I said, one of my major ways of getting my feelings out was listening to music, listening to these artists. And one of those artists was NF. And I think one of the first songs that I heard from him was Therapy Session. And when I was listening to that song, I'll put like the album covers or the song covers somewhere up on the screen, and you'll see it. But in his case, when you're an artist, people expect you to put on a front when you're on stage instead of expressing how you really feel. And that is something that very synonymous, because I was expected to go out there, and I was a cadet at the time. I was expected to go out there and do my job, but I have all this feeling, all this stuff, and my emotion, all this stuff that I'm dealing with internally, and I shouldn't express that or whatever. One of the things that he said in his in this song was that, a quote, "I am not here for acceptance." So then that got me thinking, why are you here? If you're not here for acceptance, why are you here? And he also said something like, "You see me walk on these stages, but I have no idea what I'm dealing with afterwards." Now that really touched me, because people see me out in public, I'm a little bit happier or whatever, but they have no idea what I'm going through. And there are a lot of people out there that don't know what you're going through, and there's no way they will know unless you tell them something, but not everybody's good at communicating. Not everybody's comfortable with talking about their issues, talking about their problems. And for him, music was his positive way of coping with all of these things, coping with all of this stuff that he went through. Now, I have no idea anything about child abuse or anything like that, because I never went through that. I never had to go through with any sort of abuse or anything like that. But I had to go through with a lot of psychological and feelings of alone and loneliness and not being accepted and stuff. And when he said the line, "I'm not here for acceptance," that really touched me. My phone's going, oh, when I'm recording, I don't like that. Anyways, he used his music to find a way to cope with his emotions. So I decided to find some way to cope with my emotions. You see, so he put all of his music, all of his talent, all his feelings in his music. And that's why it's so synonymous with a lot of people, why so many people feel it, because a lot of things we go through, we are not the only ones in the world that goes through these things. We are not the only ones in the world that does all this stuff. So when I heard that, I was like, okay, what can I do to cope with my emotions? And that's when I started going towards this goal of making YouTube, sharing my feelings, sharing stuff, because I've realized that one of my major good traits is giving people advice, or helping people in their relationships, or helping people in any sort of situation, like motivating persons. And from the time I was in cadets, I realized that I had some sort of talent for that, because every time I would tell somebody something that they can do it, they end up going and doing it. So that is why I push so hard to get to where I am now, building my computer, building all of this and everything. And you can see the results of it. I have a channel. My channel is growing slowly but surely, and we will get there. And that's my mindset, we will get there. And that was one of the major things that started my my whole change in mindset, my whole change in me, you know. So, and this is one of my favorite NF songs, really. It really is. He also said something that I really felt. I ain't the type to be quiet. I ain't gonna sit here in silence. If I wouldn't say what I say to your face, I promise I won't say it in private. That's something that really hit me, because at that time I stopped talking to a friend because of they thought that I wouldn't say something that I said to their face. Like, there, it was something very, you know, I won't say it's very serious, but it was something, my opinion on something, and I said it to somebody else, and they came at me and they asked me if I said it. So I said, yes, I said it. And they said, why did you say it? I said, well, because I would have said it to your face if you had asked me, or if you even wanted my opinion, I would have said it. And that's one thing, that's one trait that I think that I have, that I really like, because I wouldn't talk stupidness about a person if they aren't there. That is not the type of person I am. If I have something to say about you, I'm going to say it to your face, and very brutally honest. And that's one thing that really stuck with me. But moving on for therapy session, we go on to intro 3. Intro 3. I'm going to combine intro 3 and intro 2, but I'm going to start with intro 3. Intro 3, it really talks about his battle within himself, and how we have to balance ourselves. There's always, I believe that there's always a good and a bad inside a person. There's always the yin and yang, the light and the dark. And it makes no sense having one without the other. You always have to have that balance. And a lot of people don't understand that, because if you have that balance, there is going to be good. And I don't really quite understand it fully myself, but I always believe that if you have those two things balanced, then everything will be better off. And there was a line in there that he said, what I'm saying is, me without you doesn't make any sense. Me without my brutal honesty doesn't make any sense, because then I would just be another hypocrite. But it might be seen as bad. That might be seen as a dark side of me, because I'm very honest about what I'm saying to you. When I'm honest about my opinions on, maybe if it's how you look or something you do, that can be seen as a bad trait. But it could be seen as a good trait also, because I'm honest. So that is one thing that really reinforced a trait that I had, that I was having doubts about, because people can't handle the truth. People can't handle your opinions, and sometimes it's not always good to give your opinion. Let me just comment. NF has some of the best beats I've ever heard, ever. Like the mixture of piano and drums, and then a lot of the what do you call it, the wind instruments. Phenomenal. Once I started to decide that I wanted to do this YouTube thing, there was a line in intro 2 that really stuck out to me. When you first start out, very few people believe in you, if any at all. That's just me paraphrasing, but that's what I got from the song, or I got from what he said. And you have to self-motivate before anybody else can motivate you. It has to start up here. If you say you can do it, you have to go and do it. You have to go and do it, because it wouldn't come if you don't go there and grab it. If you don't go there and get it done. And that is one thing that is his music just pushed that part into me. Like, you want this computer? Get it. So I worked hard. I went and I got myself a job. I worked and I got the money. I saved every cent that I had, you know, stuff like that. And I got my computer, I built my computer. Right now I'm looking to upgrade my computer. And also I'm gonna be going back to work soon. And I'm gonna use that money to save and invest in my future. Invest in what I want to do later on. And that is one thing that I really, really, really liked. Another thing that he said in there was that I'm very judgmental of myself, and I can be very hard on myself, especially if I make a mistake. And one line that he said in there, only person I judge is the one in the mirror. Meaning, if you look in the mirror, the only person you judge is you. And I judge myself very, very hard. If I make a mistake, if I say something, or I feel like I'm being a hypocrite or something, I really, really get down on myself. Like, it's no cap. And that's one thing that I had to get over. Like, some things aren't my fault. Some things aren't something that I could change. And I had to really sit down and think through to myself, like, some things just happen in the world and you have to learn how to cope with it and have to learn how to get over that. And we're gonna go a little bit further on how to do those things later on. But then the album The Search came out last year, 2019. He just went off on this track, honestly, because he talked about a whole lot of things that really touched a lot of people. And in his first verse, it really made me think about how we run from things in our mind. We suppress our feelings. We get negative, and then that gets negative thoughts in us. And one thing that I had to go through was accept that, or acknowledge that I am not always perfect. I will make mistakes. I will go through trials and tribulations and a lot of different things that aren't my fault. And I need to learn. I started to learn how to forgive myself, how to bring myself back from that level of hurt and total like disregard, I guess you said, or whatever. But I had to bring myself back from that place, that place of being extremely hard on myself. And another thing that he said in there was, call me what you want, but never call me forgettable. I am not going to be a forgettable person. Every single person that I have talked to or interacted with in my life, I believe that I have left some sort of impact on, and I am not a forgettable person. And I had to really think that in my head, because at the time when I was so alone and I was so like different in my thoughts, that I thought that everybody forgot about me. Nobody cared. Nobody did this. Nobody did that. But in my head now, I think that I'm not a forgettable person. And everybody that I meet, somebody has to remember some part of me. And that's something that that people should really start thinking of, because not to be arrogant or not to be cocky, but just to know for yourself that you are special, you are different, you're unique, you are amazing, And the line that really made me think about that was, we all got something that we trap inside, hoping it suffocates and dies. We moving on to the last part of the song. He went through this whole, like, I guess you could say, monologue about the mind is a powerful place and what you feed it can affect you in a powerful way. And that really hit, because then later on in the track, he said, if you wake up every day and tell yourself you'll never be great, you will never be great. And that's fast, because if you wake up and you have this negative mentality about stuff, like, I'm not going to have a great day, you are not going to have a great day. And that's when I decided, okay, I started to go on my phone. Every morning I would go, and my alarm would go up at 8 o'clock. And every time I look at my phone in the morning, it would say, be the best. Be the best. And those 3 words just motivated my entire day. Whether it didn't matter if I had a bad day, if I had a good day. And I have a ratio of 6-to-1 good to bad days in comparison. I have 6 good days out of every week, in my opinion. And that is some, and that changed from 7 days a week of bad days. It drastically changed. And just doing that one thing just started to boost my mentality, boost my confidence, boost everything inside of me. I'm not as nervous in public, or I'm not as nervous in social situations as I was before. And even though, yes, I'm still working on it, I'm still pretty awkward in those sort of things, but I'm working on it. I'm getting it done, and I will get it done. And that is, my mentality was one thing that I needed to really change around. I have a very strong mind. That is what was blocking me from being better before. So now, once I make up my mind that I'm going to get something done, or I'm going to work towards something, I get it done. I go out there and I get it done. So now we go on to the more motivational stuff. He had a song called When I Grow Up. And it always starts out bad. It always starts out slow. People don't believe in you, which is wrong, because they should, but you gotta make people believe. And it's not always hard. It's not always easy, to do that. It definitely isn't easy to make people believe in you, but you have to. He said a line in there, those of you that didn't believe, quiet, you don't know a thing. If I told you that I wanted to do YouTube and you said you aren't gonna make it, then quiet. If somebody tells you you cannot draw, tell them quiet. You don't know what they're talking about. Your artistic vision is yours and yours alone. People can either agree or disagree with it. Not all opinions are necessary. I'm not saying that everybody's opinion is not necessary. I'm saying that not all of them are necessary. You don't need all of them. You just need the ones that matter, the ones that are going to give you constructive criticism, the ones that are going to push you forward, push you to make better content or make better use of your time, make better use of you. And it doesn't matter what you are doing. It really doesn't matter. If you don't think that I'm going to make it, keep that opinion to yourself. Keep it. I don't want it. Someday I'll grow up and show all of you is meant to be. And I started to say that every single day. Someday I'll grow up and show all of you it was meant to be. Someday I'll grow up and show all of you that this YouTube was meant to be. Show all of you that me as a person was meant to be. You are here because you were meant to do something. You are meant to be the best at whatever it is that you're good at. Why not go and do it? Why not push yourself to reach out there and get what you have to get? You are not the only one that feels alone. You're not the only one that's going to do this. But you have to be the one that is going to push past that. You are the one that's going to be successful. You are the one that's going to get your life on track. There are other notable songs that I really love. The one that would be in the intro for this video, Options. I gotta make it to make it. I gotta make it to make it. I have to make it. And we have to make that a mentality. We have to make that something in our mind. I'm going to work towards this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And never, ever give up on that. Never give up on that. I said I wanted to beat depression and I'm working towards it. I am getting better and better every single day. I'm getting happier and happier every single day. My life is making a 180 and I'm making a better me. And I know that you guys can do that too. Every single one of you that watches this video can do that too. And there are other songs another song, No Excuses. You really have no excuse for mediocrity. Do not accept anything that you yourself do not want. So if you want the life that you want to live, you want your dreams, go out there and grab them. Go out there and get them. And that's gonna be it for this video. I just wanted to share my thoughts on a lot of NF's music and all that stuff. Sorry if I'm rambling, sorry if this doesn't seem like it had too much of a structure, but I just selected the songs. It took me even a while to get this figured out completely, but yeah, we're gonna see what I can do in editing. Thank you guys for joining me on this one, and I hope this really helps, and I hope you go out there and you find that thing that enables you to get your feelings out, that enables you to really pour all your all into it, and then you focus on what you are good at, focus on stuff that you want to do, and then just go and do it. Thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you had a great day, hope you had a great week, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.